Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. We have got a huge crypto drama alert, plus an exciting Bitcoin weekly close. Now, why is the Bitcoin close exciting? Well, we're going to cover it because I think this might be the last opportunity to acquire Bitcoins under $30,000. The bull run is coming. Nobody knows when. The only thing we can do is make some educated guesses about when. I do know that halving date is approximately 220 days away, and we should be seeing a big shift in the market. However, with that being said, when we're talking about Bitcoin price action, we're talking about witnessing a shift in the market. We also need to think about the American economy because the American economy is not doing so terribly hot. On the Unusual Whales page, it reported that most Americans are struggling to pay their credit card bills and their auto loans. What does that mean? That means a lot of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They are not very good at budgeting their money. In addition to that, we have very high inflation costs. Inflation means that they've created, well, to me, it means they've increased the amount of money into the markets, well, to the public, which devalues the currency. It's like an inverse relationship. And they did that because of the panorama. They thought they were doing the best thing. I don't think they were. I think that this whole thing was extremely orchestrated. However, that's neither here nor there. But I do know that most Americans are struggling. So I'm going to give my 2 cents on that. And some people might not like it. Yes, we will talk about the crypto drama. Just give me a minute. I'm always, this is the thing, babies. I'm bullish long-term always on Bitcoin. Always on Bitcoin. However, if you're somebody who's actively trading, you got to be cautious. Okay. So let's talk about that. I think the only acceptable reason to have any type of credit card debt is if you're using it for essentials, food and shelter. At this point, clothing is not even really an essential, because we live in this time with fast fashion. And if you look like way back in the day, the people only used to have like 1 or 2 outfits. And I know like in 2023, that's considered like gross and low class, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, do you really need 20 pairs of the same pants? No. So when we're talking about credit card debt, and I'm not shaming anybody for having credit card debt. I'm simply saying if you have credit card debt because you're trying to pay your mortgage, you're trying to pay your rent, you are trying to put food on the table of your family, that's where I sympathize. But for any other things, most things we don't need. Most things are luxuries. And for people that are like, oh my God, she's done so well, and blah, 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 they get mad about it. I came from the mud, from the mud. When I talk about that, I worked a minimum wage job for a very, very long time. I worked in customer service. I worked in healthcare. I made wages that were just unlivable for a very, 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 very long time. And I used to shop at the dollar store. I used to buy razors at the dollar store. I used to buy vegetables, produce. Sometimes I have to get the meat from the dollar store, the 99-cent only store. And some of you guys are like, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, you're right. It is absolutely disgusting, but that's how I lived for a while because I could not afford anything else. And I was also brought up, in a very frugal household. So it's unfortunate that we're in the situation that we're in with the American economy. But at the same time, a lot of us just spend way too much money. I'm guilty of doing that too. So I think one of the things that we can do together as the O Army is be a little bit more cautious in our spending. We're talking about being a little bit more cautious in our spending is like before you buy something, if you don't actually have the cash in your hand, and I know this is a crypto channel, but we're talking about fiat, but if you don't actually have the ability to purchase that with cash and it's not food and it's not shelter, maybe you shouldn't get that. Maybe you shouldn't get that. So that's one thing. That's one thing. Also, too, with auto loans. Do we need to be driving brand new cars every year? No, we don't. Do we need to lease the best and fanciest car? No. I drove, I'm not going to tell you what car it was because it's, personal information, but I drove up until recently. I drove a car. Well, I would drive my car 7 to 10 years. 7 to 10 years. And it was a very basic, one of the most popular cars that Americans can get. Very, very popular. They lasted forever. Some of you know what the car I'm talking about. But I had that car from the age of 16 until 25-ish, I think. And then I had another car for another 7 to 10 years. And the car I have now, I'm very, very, very blessed to have. Absolutely blessed to have. But moral of the story is I drove older used cars for a very long time and I commuted a long time. So as Americans, we should probably just focus more on what we're spending and why we're spending. Are we driving a really nice car for status? You don't need to do that. If a car gets you from point A to point B, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Y'all know. But also too, you guys got 147 of you beautiful people. You need to smash a like. You need to smash a like because it helps support me in the channel. Times are hard. Times are hard. Anyways, what's the crypto drama I'm talking about? Sure, some of you know. So with Ben and Hit Network and all that stuff, I'm getting people tagging me like nobody's business on Twitter. And a lot of people are like, they're mad at me. They're like, you're not doing this. You owe Ben an apology. All these really ridiculous things. So first and foremost, number one, it's not your business. Number two, we've talked about Ben a lot on this channel. Anytime he's tweeted something, and he's asked for help for something when he started his new channel, we talk about it. We give him a shout out because I do not think that he deserves to lose his channel. I don't think he deserves to lose his socials. He's worked very, very hard for those. The only thing I'm going to say is I try to stay out of the middle of things. Why do I like to do that? Because I'm not there. I am not there. I don't work for either of those parties, and I don't know everything that's happening. And it's the whole entire thing is unfortunate. It's very, very upsetting. And I care a lot about Ben. I care a lot about his family. And the whole thing is upsetting. It sucks. And I understand that there's legal involved. I knew legal was going to get involved. So I've been very cautious of what I've said and what we've covered on this channel, because I don't always think that talking about certain things is going to help the situation. And again, I've reached out to Ben a couple times. And I haven't heard back from him. I was on a Twitter space with him, and that's okay. He doesn't have to reach back out to me to know that he and I are cool. Doesn't have to. Like if he was to call me and say, hey, Wendy, I need something. Like, what do you need? What can I do? And if I don't have it, I'd try to figure out how to help him with that. But Ben will always be a friend of mine. So there's some folks over at Hit Network that are also friends of mine. So it's like I'm in this very, very hard position. I feel like a child that's going through a divorce. And I don't want to get mixed up in the legal stuff. And, you know, I've shared with you guys when Ben needed help with some of the funds for legal. That's important. We talked about that. We kind of covered the drama initially. So, and also too, I was one of the first to post in an influencer chat. You guys, why don't we go ahead and make, there's a little section that you can do on YouTube for our channels. You can shout out additional channels. So down over here, we have my WendyO Clips channel. We also have Ben Armstrong down here. These are the only two channels I have down here. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I directly have a link to Ben's new channel that you can go support him at. And I was the first person in the influencer chat. There's about 250 of us that said, hey, why don't you guys do this? This is what I just did. And they're like, oh my God, that's a great idea. So I do different things to support Ben here and there when I can. However, I'm not going to get crazy involved in the drama because number one, I don't work. I'm not exclusive. I don't work for either one of those parties. And I don't know if me getting super involved, how is that going to help the situation? What good will come of that for either side? So I want you guys to think about that for a little bit. If push comes to shove and I needed to get involved, I happily to, but it's just, there's nothing for me to do at this time, but say, hey, support Ben. Here's his new channel, spread the word. You know, if you want to help the legal fund, do that. You know, I've reached out to him as well. And one thing that I know is that when somebody is going through something, I might not be top priority for him to reach back out to, and that's okay. I'm not going to be upset with him about it. But again, I'm not going to call him every 5 minutes. That would just aid to the problem. So that's, kind of just want to be very clear with you guys, and just so you know where I stand on all this stuff. I also have a lot of personal drama going on in my personal life. Wazoo's up, or lawsuits up the behind right now with personal things. I'm okay. I'm fine, but I've got a lot of stress in my personal life, a lot. Also, too, my father-in-law recently passed away while I was at Rare Evo. And then this weekend, something magical happened. And I actually haven't talked about, I've never said this publicly, but I'll say it because it's I'm really caught in a really weird situation with the family thing. So my dad got married before he passed away to a woman. I'm not going to give too many specifics of that relationship, but just know me and my sisters were not treated well. And before my dad passed away, he supposedly had a child with this woman. And I haven't seen this person for a long time. Well, this person resurfaced, not the ex-wife or the wife, but apparently I have a half sibling. I don't know if this is my half sibling or not, because there's been specific allegations about certain things, and I don't want to talk about it too much publicly, and I probably won't bring this up publicly again. But it's like my entire life in 2023 has just gone absolutely bonkers. Like, so what I'm really trying to do is I'm here for my friends. I'm supportive of my friends. If you guys ever need me for something, you can always send an email. We respond. We do our best to get back to you. I can't give you guys financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I got a lot of heavy stuff going on personally, and I'm doing the best I can to simply stay sane, to be the best mother that I can be to my daughter, and to also, keep my household under control. So just because I've got personal stuff going on doesn't relieve me of accountability towards my friends and people that I care about. But as far as the Ben situation, if he needs me, he can reach out to me. I've messaged him quite a few times. I think that he definitely deserves to have his socials back. And, he does have a legal fund, whatever. And as always, on the front of my channel, Ben is down there if you guys want to subscribe to his channel. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick coverage of Bitcoin, okay? Do a quick coverage. We have 211 of you beautiful people and only 84 likes. We should have at least 169 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But, smash a like, smash a like, smash a like. But yeah, I'm just trying to get through. I'm just trying to, I want, and this is the thing too, is like, I grew up in so much strife and so much trauma throughout my life. It's like, I've learned that going head to head with people instead of trying to compromise, trying to work things out is a lot easier. It's just a lot better trying to compromise and talk things out. I understand the situation is a little bit different. But I just hope they can do that. Also, to go Seahawks, we won today. Woo! But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the current Bitcoin price action. That's why y'all are here. But that's what I want to talk about with the drama. And again, it hurts my heart, and it's upsetting for me to hear and to see what's all going on, because there's nothing that I can really do to fix things. I can't fix them, and I'd love to fix it. I just can't right now. So let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. So this right here is going to be our entire crypto market cap for the day. Volume. Curve is up 11.8%. Please remember, Curve is a DeFi protocol. It's one of the blue chip DeFi protocols. They had some issues with their protocol for quite some time. If you're going to be using any DeFi protocols, use a moonbag. Be very cautious, because we're technically still in beta. Okay. And I know I say that stuff a lot and you guys are like rah, rah, rah about it, but I do it. We've always done it, no matter what. CAS is up 5.3%. FTT token, what the heck is going on? WeMix, never heard of it. Luna Classic, 3.8%. So cool. Congratulations. Now, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin here. Let us definitely talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, because we're seeing the weekly close. We're seeing different things that are going to happen. Shout out to the Seahawks. Also, too, if you guys would like to use my ref link for Femex, we are partnered with them. If you do decide to use the ref link for Femex, please read the terms of services. Also understand, when you use a centralized exchange, not your keys, not your coins, don't leave crypto assets there. Okay. So we're partnered with them. If you can go ahead and actually mint a free Sol pass for Femex. I've been using them for a while, but again, I don't leave crazy amount of funds on there. Whatever I leave on there, I can afford to lose. Okay. So please do that yourself and learn what cold storage is, learn about self-custody, all that stuff. It's very important. Okay. All right. Now, talk about the Bitcoin weekly close. This right here, I believe they're called a hammer, but this right here is ugly. Why don't we like this? Well, this pattern right here, it looks, or not a hammer, what is it called? I forget what it's called. There's a specific thing for it, but it looks like it's like a golf club where it wants to, instead of hitting upward, it looks like it wants to smash price down. So this week we got a swing wick high to approximately 27.5. We got an opening here at 26.6. But we closed here at 26.2. Okay. So it wasn't very bullish. And the fact that price pushed all the way up to 27.5, but we failed to close above it and price got smacked all the way back down. We close at 26,000. That's bearish to me. Was it the worst close ever? No, but it's not a great close. Could we rebound? Could we do great? 100% we could. However, this is not very bullish to me. Like, this doesn't look good. Could we reverse? Yes, but I just don't like the way it looks. And one thing I will say is, if we look at this candle over here, we had a big swing wick high and this body over here, and then we actually pumped. But as you can see, we ended up reversing and going back down. So I would be a little bit cautious. When we take a look at our indicators over here, we can kind of see that MACD is heading downwards, but she's getting ready to bull cross and head up. And one of the things that I also think to you guys, I think that we are going to get some really beautiful price action. And this might actually be the last time. When I say the last time, not the last day, but this might be the last time we do see Bitcoin under $30,000. Because it really depends what we end up pumping to next cycle. Also, too, I'm going to talk about this a bit, but we are going to be joining Friend Tech. We're kind of waiting to launch. We're trying to do it the most ethical way possible, because there's so many bots over there. Like, I'm going to tell y'all something. The minute we created the Friend Tech account, we didn't do anything yet. This a-hole sends me a message and said, "Hey, saw you're on Friend Tech. I sent you a little bit of funds to get started." Well, what he didn't know is that if we were to accept those funds and there was a couple buttons that we had to click, then we would have been live and he would have been sniping up all her stuff. And he literally sent me 0.00002 ETH. So you know who you are that did it. I blocked you and I told you to GFY, but I'm not an idiot. Okay. So if we do launch on Friendtech and you do manage to get any of those shares or whatever the actual heck they are, there's no value there. No value any way, shape, or form. We're just kind of doing it for fun for the networking purposes because there is quite a few important people over there that I would love to network with. So it's going to be for network purposes. People are going to, do what they're going to do, but you're not going to get any value from me. The only value you're going to get is me saying GFY and saying, go Seahawks. Woo. And I'll get in the chats. I'll talk with y'all and hang out and stuff, but just understand no value. So somebody could go ahead and clip that too. But anyways, let's finish up with Bitcoin because I know you guys got to finish watching the games. Shout out to Seattle. They dusted your account back to you. He dusted your account back to you. Raider was looking at it too. We're looking at the transaction is watching. Yeah, sign up with my link and then mint a soul pass. You can get, and you also get an airdrop with that too. So if y'all want an airdrop, that's fine too. Channeling Ben right now. Ben is my friend, man. He's my friend. And, there's some folks over at Hit Network that are my friends too, and it just sucks. It makes me sad. I don't think y'all understand. I just wish the best in everybody. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back into it. All right. So this is the daily chart with Miss Bitcoin. Or no, this is the weekly chart with Bitcoin. Another couple of important areas I'm going to denote is here. 24/7. 24/7 right here. Those are the swing wick lows. Those are the absolute bottom. The bottom over here. The absolute bottom over here. Okay. So that's the bottom for this particular little thing. But we're really in a consolidation range between approximately 27.6 and about 27.4. Yes, it's very big. It's a $2,000 range. But at the end of the day, y'all see it? Yeah, I know you did. Now, taking a look at the daily chart over here, we talked about the peaking. And that's exactly what we did. And the daily's just kind of putting along. It didn't really do a whole lot right now. So if you're actively scalping this, you're insane. You're insane. And I rock with you. I think it's okay. I'm not really doing too much scalping and trading this. I should ask my buddy Tom Crown. All right, now taking a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour dropped. We got the swing wick high all the way to 26.7. We dropped, and then we got a swing wick low all the way to 26,000, but we popped back up. So we're essentially in the consolidation range between 26.6 and about 26.1. 26.2. So what do I think is going to happen with Bitcoin this week? Well, taking a look at the structure, I want to go back up to this chart over here. Okay, we talked about this pinch up here. We hit resistance. It looks like we're going to continue to go down. So we had a beautiful pump and then we're kind of going back down. I want to see what happens at about 26.5. That's what I want to see what happens. I want to see if we can reclaim it. But I'm going to say, I'll go for that we're going to see some more consolidation, but in a tighter range, about 26.8 to probably about this area here, about 25.8. Why? Because it looks juicy. That's what's kind of looking like what's going on. Also too with Ethereum. So with Bitcoin, more sideways actions, more volatility. And again, I'm not going to get super bullish with Bitcoin until we break above 28.2 or we break down, or I'll get super bearish when we break below 26.4. Okay. But now I want to take a look at Ethereum. Okay. So this is Ethereum. Ethereum is a low and a low. So let's go ahead and remove all these drawings and see what's happening. So we can just, with Ethereum, this one's kind of easy. We can go ahead and draw a trend line and kind of do something like this over here. Why am I using the swing wick low? I'm using the swing wick low because it's an important area, okay? Because we haven't gone below this $15,000 in quite some time. Also, too, we got a bunch of consolidation here. And then when we broke down, March 9th, Thursday, 2023, it was a bloodbath. So it's a very important area of support. I don't articulate this better as some of the more technical folks, and that's okay. But right now with Ethereum, really on the daily, there's two things we can do. We can pop up and do this, or we can go down. We can test this area here at about 15.18. Okay. Taking a look at the 4 hour chart, the 4 hour chart is just kind of putting along, really nothing too much happening. But when we take a look at the weekly chart is indicating, let's take a look at our indicators here. Weekly chart is indicating a little bit more downward movement. So right now, I feel like the market's kind of at a bit of a standstill. And of course, as I say that, we're probably going to get some sort of epic pump or dump. But right now, we're just in this downtrend and we're just going to kind of chill. So I would just kind of watch out and see what happens until like mid-October, really, with Ethereum. But other than that, you guys, there's not a whole lot happening with trading. Where's the money-making opportunities? Well, if you mint the Soul Pass on FEMX, you get an airdrop. Be cautious with a lot of other airdrops as well. I know that there's Friendtech. Some people are doing really well on Friendtech. Some people are doing really well with not really the meme coins. It's not really meme coin season right now. And really just, I guess, folks that are just kind of like chilling with their Bitcoin. That's really what's going on in the market. Not too terribly much. NFT floors have absolutely plummeted. So if there's a project that have a lot of conviction in, you could do pretty well over there. So it just kind of depends. There is opportunities to make money, but the name of the game right now is to protect your capital. If you're not protecting your capital right now in this market, you're doing it wrong. It's okay to sit on the sidelines. You can accumulate, yeah, but you still got to protect majority of your capital. Okay, still got to protect the majority of your capital. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. We're going to end the stream with only 158 likes because you guys are being lazy. Guys are being lazy. Window, what did you do that made Bitcoin dump? I twerked. I popped it too hard and it dropped. Yo, Wendy, check on Ben. So, Jaron, you missed it. Woman can't trade. Your mom can't trade either. Waiter also made an account. Yeah, give me 169 likes. Stop grifting. Stop being lazy. Come on. Like how you use it on desktop, OPSEC. Yeah, we do. He dusted your account to bait you. Yeah, that's what Raider. That's what. Come on, Elevated. Come on. Come on. 171 likes. Y'all are the best. We are the best. All right. We're going to get going though. My kid's going to be coming home soon from her papa's, and I've been streaming for 20 minutes. I was only supposed to stream for like 5. But with Bitcoin, sideways, Ethereum, like this. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST. I'm going to be traveling next week, so we're going to be doing some pre-recorded and random lives. I'll be at Fort Lauderdale at Cypherpunk for Flux. So if y'all going to be there, come say hi. If not, I will catch you later. Bye-bye. Like this video.